Every team, every topic, everywhere. This is Believe.
What's up, America? Welcome to another Short Ships episode sponsored by Skate Tech. In case you didn't know, Skate Tech skate sharpening equipment repair brings you NHL quality service at an affordable retail price. With over 23 years of sharpening and equipment customizing experience, Skate Tech serves as your personal equipment manager, providing the highest quality skate sharpening, blade profiling, team uniforms, and equipment alterations available on the market today. Let Skate Tech help you take your on-ice performance to the next level with the edge the pros trust. Check them out at skatetechsharpening.com.
Let's go, baby. We have a Short Shifts Wednesday episode. 10 minutes are on the clock. Jeffrey Lavecchio has no idea what the topic is going to be, but should he accept, we are going to have some fun here today for 10 minutes. Vechs, you ready to go?
Hit me.
Okay. I want to talk about crossovers. I don't know if we've actually talked about this before on the show, but I want to talk about crossovers and the importance of crossovers in today's game. Not that they always haven't been important, but Jeffrey, your Crazy Legs Lavecchio is a name that you had back in the day for your skating prowess. Talk to me about how important crossovers are, how to get power in your crossovers, maybe add a little strength and conditioning to it. I'll let you take it where you want to go.
I love it. Wow. Well, first of all, like when we were growing up, nobody was doing things off the ice from a strength and conditioning side of things where you were like working on that push under, like driving underneath. That wasn't a thing. Everything was very linear. It was in a phone booth, which we've talked about on this podcast ad nauseum, like that. Yes, 2.5 years of college, baby. But something that I've been working on with my guys probably since 2019 is really like, you know what a karaoke is? Karaoke,
oh, yeah.
Like when off the ice, you do over, under.
Yep.
Well, I actually just pulled up an old video that I was going to post on Instagram this week about that. But a lot of players like do it and they're just like, you're not really pushing laterally. Well, like think about the karaoke and how you one leg is crossing over and the other leg is pushing the earth away underneath. Something that you can do off the ice to work on. And when we talk about training, things off the ice shouldn't look like they do on the ice all the time. That's not a thing. That's not being sports specific. That's fake news. Okay. But you can do things that will help with that power and body learning, like getting low and the mechanics and things like that. So when you do a karaoke and you're warming up or you're using it in the off ice in the summer, when you're doing things like that, you can really work that. We'll call it like the push under of the crossover. So the leg that's pushing under. And if you really think about like shin angles, leaning, driving the earth away from you to move you laterally right to left, it's something that will 100% help you with your crossovers when you're on the ice. And we do some things, I call them cross under jumps, that look like one really big, powerful push. A lot of people off the ice know what a skater jump is. That's jumping from your outside leg laterally across right to left to your other outside leg. Something that we do that, but we also do what I call a cross under jump, where we squat, we shift and lean to our inside leg, and we drive really hard with our underneath leg. So it's the push under portion of the crossover. And that's where you're really getting a lot of power if you're doing a crossover while you're turning. So there's a lot of things you can be doing off the ice to help with your crossovers. But I remember I made a video for what was that company called? It was like right before I retired. It was a big company. They went bankrupt. They got bought out. Total Hockey. If you guys go on YouTube and you type in Total Hockey and type in like linear crossovers, Jeff Lavecchio, I did a bunch of these videos for them. They're really fun to do. But Connor McDavid really, him and McKinnon really made like the linear crossovers super famous, where they're skating straight, but they're crossing over as they're going straight, which both makes it hard for a D-man to read where's he going to go versus just skating straight up the ice. And you can also generate a whole lot more power by doing that.
100%. 100%. Like my favorite is watching McKinnon do it.
It's
like
he gallops.
He's all absolutely galloping is the right. Yes, I was gonna say he's like a horse because he does. He like gallops around the ice. It's incredible.
It's like power. When he's doing that, he could run through a brick wall. It is like it is powerful.
Yeah, yeah. A couple things that I have here too, and I want to emphasize something that you did too, and that's it's not just a crossover, but what are you doing with your underleg? That's really important, right? So like when you're crossing over, so let's say you're crossing over right foot over your left foot. So you have your right foot going over, but then there's got to be a push on the outside edge at the toe with your left foot as you're going down, which also gives you speed and power, particularly when you're like really, really low. And that's another thing that is really important because I feel like when I watch a lot of, skating coaches or just like kind of like practice ice where you're doing some like power skating and stuff, I feel like everybody's so high, especially when you're doing like quick crossovers. So like everybody's really, really high when in reality, you get so much more power when you have your bend from your knees and you're low and you're leaning into it. Like, I think it's really important for coaches to emphasize like being low. Would you agree?
100%. I mean, think about it. Think if you tried to dunk, you're trying to jump up and touch a basketball rim. Think about doing it with straight legs. You start with straight legs, you try to jump as high as you can to dunk. You're going to get nowhere near the rim. Now, bend your knees, squat down, and drive the earth away from you, leg press the earth away from you and jump up. You're going to get way, way higher. You can't generate power without knee bend.
Right. Yeah. And I love doing overspeed drills with crossovers. I think that's one of the best things I feel like we can do for our kids' skating development is get them crossing over at really, really, really high speeds. You like think of like a McKinnon. So like there was this one that I used to do, and there's probably better ways to do it now, but you kind of if you had a full ice practice, you put players in opposite corners. You'd have 3 players go on each side at a time, so 6 total, and you just kind of blow one whistle, and the kids would skate forwards. And then once they got to like the blue line, you would blow another whistle, and it's just crossover all the way around. So cross, and you end up in the corner directly on the other side of the ice, like lengthwise.
Gotcha.
Right?
Yeah.
So it looks almost like a little spiral kind of thing. And then you add pucks and then you add transitions. So it's forward, but you're going to face the same way where it's backwards crossover and just kind of like I feel like overspeed crossovers is like a really, really big thing for development.
Absolutely. And you know what I just love that you said? You do it and then you add pucks, because I see a lot of, newer coaches to the game when they work on skating and there's no pucks ever. It's only skating. And yes, there's 100% of time when you're working on power skating, edges, cross, all these things where there's no puck. But like when we came up, power skating and things like that, at least I am here and saying we never used pucks. Then you put the puck on your stick, and like it's great to be really fast, but you want to be fast and be able to have the puck on your stick too.
Well, what did you say Trent Frederick said about McDavid being in Edmonton? It was like he's never seen anybody who's actually faster with the puck than without the puck or something like that.
Word for word quote. He said when I called him after being there for a month when he got traded there, and I was like, I got to ask you, bro, like how fun is it, practicing with McDavid? And he's like, Vex, I'm not kidding you. I swear. I've never, ever seen anyone that gets faster when they have the puck on their stick in the NHL, in any level I played at. I've never seen that. But McDavid is faster when the puck is on his stick. And I was like, wow, that is wild.
Yeah. Yeah. That's really, really cool. And I think there's like, for time's sake, I think there's like different variances of crossovers. So you have like your overspeed and open ice, kind of your linear stuff that you were talking about, watching like a McDavid or a McKinnon just saunter down the ice. But also the game is all about transition nowadays. The game is all about transition. And so being able to stop and start or quick transitions, in other ways, and getting in a couple quick crossovers to help you get some speed along that process. So like, it's not just about working on it in like a linear straight line or like a full ice kind of thing, but we got to work on crossovers in tight spaces, like the cutback as a forward. It not as much today as it used to be with how much you played in the corners in the cycle, which is a little different today, but still like cutbacks all over the ice, defense cutbacks, going on retrievals, showing deception, and then a quick go one way, maybe a crossover, and then hitting a winger or a center. So like you kind of have your big full speed type over speed, and then you also got to work on in tight area transitions because the game is so much about transition nowadays, but stay low. Like that's the one thing I see, especially after like cutbacks or in tight spaces, a player will stop and then they'll immediately stand right up. And now all of a sudden they've lost all their leverage and all their power, but particularly with crossovers too, like you got to stay low, have to stay low. So, all right, guys, short shifts, crossovers, Jeffrey, good people, good stuff. Good job.
Share the show.
If you like the show, please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe. It really does help the show to grow. Thank you for listening.